What's going on, guys? We are looking at a Coleman heat pump. It's kinda, sorta a no AC call. It's not hot outside, but says she was having issues with her system. Didn't really notice it until we had a warm day, but it cooled off. She wanted it checked, so we are coming out here. I'm not sure what year this is. I had to call York or whoever, Johnstone locally does our Coleman, but I can't. I have a sheet somewhere that shows how you break down the serial numbers on these units to figure out the manufacturing date on them. It's going to be original to these houses when they were built, so I'll ask her when I go inside. But we'll hook some gauges up to it first. See what kind of pressures we're getting on this thing. It does have zoning as well. See what kind of pressures we're getting right now. Could be an issue with the zoning. It could be an issue with the air conditioning. Not quite sure yet. Let's see what the pressures are telling me. Go in and make sure both those zones are open. Ooh, that's not good. That's showing a 38 and a 167 on 410A. Oh, patina on these copper lines. May have to get a piece of sandpaper, clean that up. A little bit so I can get a good reading with these temperature clamps. 7/8 line on it. There we go, that's better. Put my refrigerant type in, and we'll see what our superheat and subcool are. We're showing a 74 superheat and a 0 subcool basically. So this thing's pretty low. So let's see if we can figure out where the leak is on this thing and take it from there. Alright guys, out here I noticed this little spot down here. It doesn't feel oily, it's just odd that the unit's been off. There's nothing anywhere else. I mean, it feels more like water. It does, but maybe a little bit of in there. I didn't see anything down inside the unit, any oil spray or residue. Everything in there's dry. That just kind of struck me as odd, so I'm going to check that before we go in the attic. Got the H10 out today and giving her a run. It's been a hot minute since I've used it. Quick test on it real quick. Okay. Before I got here, actually last night I pulled it out. This morning while I was on lunch before I came to this call, I made sure the heat was set right on it and everything was dialed in, let it charge. So let's see if I'm picking up anything in here. And it may just be water, I don't know why, it's just there, the unit was off. Like I said, it doesn't feel oily. But just wanted to check it. I'm not picking up anything here. We'll run up this coil real easy. cobwebs out of here. And you got to kind of move this little probe slow on these H10s. They're good, but you got that long hose and the sensors down here in the leak detector. So you got that air's got to get all the way through this hose and then back to the leak detector before it goes off. So you can, if you move too fast, you can overshoot a leak and it go off here when you actually picked it up down here somewhere. So you want to kind of be somewhat slow with it. I'm not. So that may just be water that was collected there. I did have to take a screwdriver and get some leaves that were packed down in this corner out of here. So it could have very well been just that, but I'm not picking up anything here. So let's go up in the attic and check the evaporator coil. Okay, so we're up in the attic. Got this Coleman air handler. Got zoning here. Do have that damper over there. Not completely opened up. That one is, but this is for the main floor, the main area. This one just kind of scoots back over here and does a small bonus room at the top of the stairs back here. So that's not gonna cause our pressures to be 40 and 175. But let's get this thing opened up and see if we can find anything. So I will give Coleman a credit for one thing. They put some solid doors on their units. Those things are thick and they don't bend. Cabinet's a little flimsy. Those doors are solid. Somebody's already bent this drain pan up here. It's laying forward. Float switch is not bad, but this thing is probably going to put these 2x4s up here. So anyway, let's see if we can find anything in here. I got to get a wand for this thing. I had one and I can't find it anywhere, but kind of makes it a little harder getting back in tight spots because you got to get your hand back in there. I used to have a wand. I'm gonna have to order another one, I guess. But let me set this thing back to manual, back to medium, and about right there ought to work. Let's see. Can't find anything in here. Gotta be something in here. That thing's halfway empty. There's a leak somewhere. It had caps on it outside, and the O-rings were in there. So I brought this one just in case, just to double check it out of curiosity. We'll see what this will do first. This is kind of a big coil, and it's going to be hard for me to get my hand back in tight places with this thing. I probably won't record the whole leak search because I kind of like to take my time and I don't want to waste your video watching minutes. So if I find something, I'll come back. Alright guys, so I was concentrating in all your common areas where your rust and the coil sits in the pan. Everybody always goes to the corners up in these areas, and then you work on these. Then I kind of went back to my train experience. It's usually in one of these U-bends. See how clean all these little places are? They're still white fairly much. So I start looking for discoloration in these areas, and then I found all this right here. This one and that one kind of look like they're armor-alled a little bit. They're darker. And if you look up in that one real close, and I don't know how well you can see, but it's kind of shiny. And then when I got up here with it, there we go. So there is our leak. Because I came back off the first time I hit it, I came back off and the end of my tip was shiny, which meant oil. It shouldn't have been water, because this thing was off. It's been off, she said, for 2 days since she called us and scheduled the appointment, and finally was able to meet us here. And there we are. Now what I want to do is compare these leak detectors. Now this one's in auto right now, so it'll re-zero, but you don't want to let it re-zero to contaminated air. You want to bring it back, let it re-zero in auto mode. I'm going to put it in manual mode. I'll set it for medium. You got to dial in your sensitivity to about one chirp a second is what you're looking for, or something close. And then let's see how it does in manual mode. It picks them up. It just doesn't give you that strong response. And the tip fell. I got 5 more of those. Fell off in there somewhere. But and that's kind of in manual mode. You can adjust your sensitivity a little bit on that. And get it to react a little stronger. Nope. You can set this for small. I don't want it ticking that fast. It's kind of why I like to use it in auto mode. Let's see what it does on small. Yeah, much more reactive and set for small, as you can see right there. But let's turn this one off. Let's turn this on and see how it reacts to the same leak. Alright, so I've got this. I'm going to put it in manual 0. Hold that down. And you look at the battery thing up there. I haven't charged this thing since last June. I've used it a handful of times, several times, but it'll hold a charge for quite a while. But let's see how it reacts in different sensitivities. As compared to the H10. Let's put it in. Let's change the sensitivity to medium. So it's pretty similar. That H10, if you set it right, gives you a quicker, stronger reaction than this does. Let me set it to high sensitivity and see what that does. So it's not bad. I'm comfortable using this field piece. Let it zero back out to some fresh air. Let's see what's down here. Let's see, there's some oil on that spot right down there. It might be just residue from the one above it. It might be leaking there too. Now I could probably braze these and fix these. Obviously you want to make sure you don't have any leaks anywhere else in this coil. But this thing is under warranty, I'm going to think. If it was registered, I'm going to check all that. And we'll give her those options. But the Coleman air handler, leaking evaporator coil. Yeah, attics aren't that bad in March. Rather be up here in March than be up here in July. Yeah, I'm going to recommend that damper over there too. Thanks for watching, guys.